This is mostly for YouTube later, but thanks guys for tuning in. All right. So hey everyone, my name's Alex Jebailey. You may know me from hosting fighting game tournaments or community manager for Iron Galaxy, but first and foremost, been a die-hard video gamer all my life. Started out, had two older brothers that got the original Atari, Nintendo, all that stuff, so I played pretty much everything. But today is a very special day because I get to unbox the beautiful PlayStation 4 20th anniversary, which was not easy to get, and I really wanted. So if you know me, you probably know Markman, who helped me out, and I helped him get another one there as well. But it was really exciting to get it. And, you know, most people, they look at these consoles, these limited edition consoles, as, you know, investments or money to give, sell off. The first one went for like 15 grand on eBay, which is allegedly verified. Then another one for 20 grand. I don't know if that ever got verified. But I got one for me and only me to keep. It's going to be my main PS4. Actually, after this, I'm going to learn how to switch out the hard drives and update. I'm going to put a 3 terabyte drive in there. And just because obviously install files are all the rage with all the new consoles, so we have to do a lot about that. But first, I have a couple stories about the original PlayStation and everything. When I was younger, I had Super Nintendo. I never had a Genesis, actually. My brothers, we went with Super Nintendo. The first game they brought home was, the original Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So I played a lot of that. I was never, I played Street Fighter ST in the arcades, but I was more of a Mortal Kombat guy in the arcades. My older brother, Omar, he's 10 years older than me. We used to go to Malibu Grand Prix, and all we played was, Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat 2, and all that came out. But PlayStation meant the most to me because that was when I started to work and have money to actually afford buying everything on my own. Actually, I think I was 13 when the first PlayStation came out, and back then I was a hustler, man. My father used to own a lowly little motel, and I used to wash all the windows every day for like 20 bucks and just save up my money. And so obviously now I'm an adult and I make money. I pretty much buy everything I could in my childhood, but PlayStation, worked out really well and everything. And the original PlayStation, when it first came out, I don't know if any of you remember, Blockbuster Video used to rent out consoles. And I think before we bought the PlayStation, I got it for Christmas, I think 96, 97, I don't know exact years right now. But I ended up buying it, but we rented it like 3-4 times, enough to just buy it. Because you had to do like a $100 deposit, and then you had to, pay like $40 for 3 days and whatnot to get the actual system. So it was pretty crazy. And so yeah, but first, before I go to that, I don't collect many old school consoles. If I have them, I have them. If I never traded them in, they're probably in storage somewhere, either at my old parents' house, or here. And but I actually still have a lot of these stuff. I couldn't find my original PlayStation. I don't know if you guys remember the original PlayStation magazine. I got rid of them a long time ago, but I used to have all the old school PSMs. And they had, when the original PlayStation came out, stickers that they would send out to subscribers. And I had the big smiley face on my PlayStation. And then you had the official PlayStation magazine. Just found these laying around in my closet. But, my first experience with the PlayStation was, I think launch day was, I'll actually show you over here. Let me take it off of this. All the old school, when they first came out, these were like the big box cases that you had. And so had Street Fighter Alpha, the original. I actually still have the game. A couple other instruction guides in here. Sorry. So game's still there for PlayStation 1. MTV Music Generator, Gran Turismo 2, stuff like that. So, so I did all that. My brother helped me out buying some of these games because we were playing it. And this was all the rage, man. This was when CDs first came out. N64 went cartridge. And Cyber Slay, I don't know if any of you guys remember this. This was a lot of fun. This was basically a console virtual on with a little bit more of a backstory. It was a lot of fun. I used to play that a ton with my brother. Shoutouts to Namco, original Tekken. I still have it. Is it in here? No, it's not in here. But I have the original Tekken. I had Tekken 2 and also, Tekken 3 was a big deal. But this game, if you guys remember this game, man, this game changed everything. The original Resident Evil. Let's see if it's in here. Hey, oh my god, it's actually in here. Shoot. So I have the original Resident Evil here. And I don't know if you guys remember this that are here with me or watching this on YouTube, but comment if you remember when this game first came out, and it wasn't the first cutscene where the zombie's eating the guy in the little room, but when you're walking down the hallway and the dogs jump out and chase you down. What I used to do after I found that scene, which scared the shit out of me then, was I would invite friends over to play the game. It'd be like, here, let me get you to this part. Let me just get, this is all just talk. Let me just give you this part. So I'd open the door to that little hallway with the dogs, and I'd go, all right, here's the controller. Just start playing, see what happens. And as soon as the dog would come out, they would go, "What the hell, you asshole!" and just start flipping out and freaking out at it. But these are some of the original games. Mortal Kombat 3, the original, is it in here? No, it's not. But MK3, played this. I had Trilogy somewhere around in my house. But still have these old styles cases, which allegedly go for some money. But I'm not an eBay or a Craigslist guy. I just I don't have time for that. This game, my older brother used to play with his buddies all the time. PGA Tour. This was addicting, actually. It was pretty good before all the complicated games like the Tiger Woods games came out. Now, this game I'm about to show, it meant a lot to me because PlayStation, or Blockbuster, I was friends with them because I won that Blockbuster Video Game Challenge, on Super Nintendo when I was 11 years old. And so I was friends with them throughout the years. And when they first were getting like games in to rent out, I really wanted this game to buy, and they sold it to me before it went out on the shelves for rental. It was the original Wipeout. Nope, not in here. The original Wipeout was a great game. The music was amazing. So I did that. Now, one of my favorite FMV videos, look it up after I show you this case if you've never seen it, Soul Blade. The original Soul Blade, the intro to that, I must have watched 100 times. In my free time, not so much anymore, but I love watching intro videos. Oh, look, still have the game. Intro videos, stuff like that. That, I loved it. Crash Bandicoot, back when they had the cool little holographic cases and stuff. So, that was really cool. Something's in here, but it's not Crash Bandicoot. It's actually a hacked version of Thrill Kill. Who remembers Thrill Kill, the game that got banned, but you're able to download it. A couple other games, Metal Gear. I have the instruction guides. I don't know where the games went. Gran Turismo. The cool thing about PlayStation that changed, I think, the industry was the demos. You never had demos on Super Nintendo, Genesis, Nintendo, Master's Drive, all that stuff. You never had demos. But when PlayStation Magazine came out, they used to have these demos that you could play, and I remember I was addicted on these demos. You had these sampler packs, PlayStation Picks, interactive CD sampler, and you would just play the demos and be happy for hours. My favorite demo, obviously, was when they had the Final Fantasy VII demo come out, and you would do the summons for the first time. Actually, I think this is a PC demo I recently got. But, original PlayStation Magazine, couple games, Brave Fencer Musashi. I have the instruction guides because I probably lost the cases a long time ago. Oh, here it is. This was the best demo. The collector's CD for PlayStation. It had Einhander, Saiga Frontier, Final Fantasy Tactics, Bushido Blade. One-hit kills in that game were pretty cool. So, yeah. And then over the years, obviously New Vita. I love playing on the Vita when I travel. I like the 3DS, but mostly to just street pass people. Original PSP. So PlayStation came out with a lot of systems. This is my favorite portable system still. I still use it once in a while to play some PSP games in my free time. But then I'll get to the consoles, and then we'll get to the unboxing. But old school strategy guides, the Mortal Kombat Trilogy Fighter's Companion. I had this. So what else we got? This strategy guide, still have it. Final Fantasy VII. This game meant a lot to me. My sister actually bought it for me for my birthday. I remember we went to Best Buy and bought it. I beat this game from start to finish and level 99'd it. I'd have to say like 7-8 times. I was nuts in love with this game. I used to name the characters whatever girl I was dating at the time for Tifa and Aerith. Or the ex-girlfriend, I named her Aerith because she would, spoiler alert, die at the first CD. End of the first CD. So, PlayStation 2 game, but FF10. I love this. This was the first one to talk about it. I did not like this Final Fantasy other than the card game, which was also re-released in 9, but I really liked Final Fantasy 8. The story was great. The FMVs were great, especially the dance scene. I actually have still here the couple old PlayStation games, the Anthology 8 with the discs, and I heard this goes for some money, Final Fantasy 7 discs. So huge on RPGs. I've been playing Suikoden recently. Which is a great game. The only thing I don't miss about PlayStation were the memory cards. Who knows where I put those things? The little 8 megabit memory cards, guys. 8 megabit. Now we're putting 128 in our Vitas, 500 gigabyte drives. So it's insane what we had. I was gonna post some videos like Jumping Flash. There's a lot of PlayStation 1 games I played, but definitely Final Fantasy 7 was the biggest one I played. But now you have the Vita TV that's out. You know, PlayStation's making a really good ecosystem. Now in college, when I went to college, I actually played more Xbox, especially for Halo. Our college apartment was all linked up on the same LAN, so all we did was play Halo. And then Slim PS2. I have a couple of these still over for CVS2 tournaments. Disc's not in there; it's somewhere. But yeah, I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, so Crisis Core and the PSP still have the disc in here. Probably get $1.50 at GameStop on a good day with 150% bonus. And then obviously PS3. This is the main one you see at CO. This was made for me as a gift. I love stuff like this. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much my PlayStation history. And I grew up on it. It was the first system I started buying games for and stuff like that. You know, PlayStation's a big history to me. I play every system. I own every system. Obviously, work with Killer Instinct now, which I love. So it's been great. Just 20 years ago, PlayStation came out in Japan. So I think it came out August the following year in America. And, you know, just because of gaming, it's been a part of my life. And now I work in the industry. I live the dream thanks to everyone that's supported me over the years. And, you know, finally paid off. And there was a dry period of like 5-6 years where I didn't play any games from like 2004 to 2008 before Street Fighter 4 came out, where I would play a lot of single player games. I didn't touch any fighting games for a while since CVS2 and that Marvel era kind of died out. You know, so just to have, you know, 20-year PlayStation, which I'll tell you the story how I did get it. I'm very honest. So PlayStation announced I was going to work the event with Iron Galaxy to show off a couple new PS4 indie games, Capsule Force and Gunsport. Great party games. They're a lot of fun when they come out. Check them out. And I, you know, I was going there, and then like a couple days before, like 2 days before, they announced limited edition PlayStation 4s. You know, this is your one chance to get them. You know, I was going to order online. I was paying attention to my phone, had the notifications on, and at the event, but she didn't know how they were going to do it. So they waited until the event's press conference to say, all right, if you're at the event, I was told, I always like to get the inside scoop before we were setting up, was come back Sunday at 10 a.m., first 100 people, get a gold bracelet. Well, the conference happens, they say, okay, we're giving out 100 bracelets to order at the event, and then we're going to go online when we tweet out the link. They waited forever to tweet it out. And because of that, people that were checking the Sony site got to order like 10 minutes before it went out, and that thing sold out in 10 minutes. I couldn't get it to work online. So around 3 o'clock hits, and I'm like, Mark, man, let's figure out how we're going to get this. So all of a sudden, an announcement comes out. If you're one of the 100 people to get a gold bracelet, you get the console. You can pre-order it at our retail booth at 4 o'clock. I am like, what the hell? They told me tomorrow, so I didn't think about it. I went, you know, I was working in the booth, hanging out, and all of a sudden, Markman texted like, I got one. I was like, you son of a... I was like, come on, how'd you get one? And, dude, people don't know what they're for. People are selling off their gold wristbands, you know. So, you know, we scalped for a system we really wanted because it wasn't about making money. It was about something that means the world to us as gamers. And so I couldn't get one. I was sad. Markman and like 3 of his Mad Cats buddies all got them. And I'm just like, son of a bitch. Like, just go ask the line, guys. And I'm not somebody to go up to like, hey, sell me your ticket for something very special. I don't like to, you know, be a beggar, so to speak. So I'm like, Mark, just, you know, if somebody is selling them, let me know, find out. So I go back to my booth. I'm just hanging out all sad because I couldn't get it. I was like, oh, damn it. And all of a sudden, Markman sends me a text. He's like, get over here right now. I go to Ramon from Iron Galaxy. Like, I'll be right back in 2 minutes. I like ran over there so fast, and a guy had an extra wristband. And I'm just like, oh my God, thank you. So out of respect, he didn't want anything for it. He was just a fan of CEO. And he's just like, you know, man, I know how much this means to you. I've been watching your Twitter. You know, here it is. And I gave him $100 out of respect. So gave him $100 and then $500 for the console. Now, what's so special about it? Only 12,300 have been made. Like I said, they're going on eBay for an insane amount. I don't want to sell it. I'll be honest with you. If somebody came up to goes, here's $10,000, I would take the money. I could do a lot with that and put it towards CEO. It's on eBay now for $1,500, $2,000. I could just, you know, work for 5 minutes and make that money. No, work a couple weeks. So, you know, I just like, I want the system. So I've had it for a few days. I already have a PS4, but that's going to go towards the community for when Street Fighter 5 comes out, so I'll be prepared. And so I'm just like, all right, I want this console. It's going to make me my own. Going to have to transfer everything over. So let's just get right to it. So I'm going to step away from the mic because I kind of have to. But let me grab the scissors. So here it is. Actually, okay, cool. So you guys can still hear me on the mic. Think we're good. All right. Should I full screen it? Nah. So I am going to take my nicely cut scissors. Now, I actually don't, I used to throw, I've thrown out a lot of boxes over the years because of CEO for all my extra consoles. So I don't care about the boxes. This is one box I am never going to lose. So, because you never know. 10 years from now, somebody goes, hey, I want that. Now, collectors like stuff that are unopened. I don't get the idea of that. Whoops, scratch the box. Oh, well. But like I said, I know a lot of people how much the system means to them. I'm excited to have one as a fan. Worked really hard this year amongst 3 jobs. So this is kind of like my Christmas gift to myself. But, very nice. This is actually a really heavy box. So I've actually never done an unboxing video, guys. I'm not a fan of them usually because it's just like, hey, look what I have, which you don't have, which I'm doing now. Hypocrite Jebailey. But, this is very special to me, but at least I threw in a story about it. So after this, actually, at the end, if you have Twitch questions, I'll be happy to respond to them. So this thing has tabs to rip open, but I think this also just slides right off. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, another PlayStation. That's the original PlayStation logo side. It's a nice box. Gonna, throw it probably. No, I'll keep it. So there's that. Let's do this. Whoops, upside down. Up. There we go. All right. So let's see. Can you guys see it okay? I think you can. It's a good angle, double angle. Let me just go full screen. So there you go. All right. So here we go. We're going to open it. Nice. I'm looking at my number. I'm very disappointed. Son of a gun. Anyways, I was hoping for like 69. Couldn't get it. So yeah, so it's in a nice box. You don't usually see this in packaging, but they really did a great job. Let's see if I can stand it up. I'm just gonna take it out of the box. Screw this. So okay. So here you have it, PlayStation 4 in its glory. Let's see if that stands up right there. Yep. Let me get rid of this screen. There you go. So there is the limited edition PS4, and it has on it, this camera's probably not going to give you a good example. I took off autofocus, sorry. But it has the engraving, which you can feel all around it except the top, of the logo, which is the buttons on the controller, and then with the 0, they added 20 into it. They put the 2 in front of the circle, so now you have 20 years of PlayStation. And right there, I doubt you can see it. Can you see it? You cannot see it. I'm very sorry. Terrible unboxing video. I have number 1793. So, no, I'm just kidding. So 1793 is the PlayStation version I have. So let's see what else is in the box. Put that right there. Oh, I never knew that. If you look on the inside of your PS4, it says HDMI, Dolby, Bluetooth, and Blu-ray. So that's pretty cool. Gonna rip off the plastic. I don't care about all that stuff. Oh, wow, it's even plastic wrapped. What the heck? There we go. There's that. Not gonna drop it, guys. Come on. And then obviously it comes with extra accessories. The original gray PlayStation controller. I'm thinking of keeping this one wrapped. I don't know. Nah. I'm gonna use this one as my main one. If anybody else touches it, I'm gonna kill him. So, the original gray PlayStation right there. Really cool. It's engraved as well. So, I actually have still, like 50 controllers, PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 stuff. So, that's somewhere in there. But there's the controller right there. Then you have the camera eye. No offense, I bought one. I haven't used it since. It was really cool with the view room or playroom they had. But this comes with a cable. There you go. So that, and then on the very end, it also has the PlayStation original logo right there. So that's that. And it actually also came with a stand, which the other systems don't come with. What I wish they would have came out with was a bigger hard drive. It comes out with a 500 gig, and like I said, in the new generation, you're always installing your games. Luckily, they save your save files, so if you have to uninstall, all your info is still there, and then you can just come back to the game. But this wrapping's a little harder. It doesn't work. I swear this has never happened to me before. There we go. So you have a PlayStation stand. and it locks into place. So I don't know if I'm going to keep this on the stand so my friends can go, hey, what's that? So I'll be watching my friends very closely. You know, I don't want to mess around with the stand. I'm going to do that later, but yeah. And then you have your cables. They actually were kind enough. Pamphlets nobody ever reads. By owning this PlayStation, you are godlike. Box. So yeah, power cable, USB cable, HDMI, which they came with, and then the gray headset, which you can use any headset, which is really cool with the PlayStation controller. But yeah, so here's my baby one more time. There you go. So PlayStation 4. Look at that. You can see my reflection on the screen. Look how cool is that. Yeah. So shiny. And now they're selling custom plates on it. I should probably do that. But, you know, so that's my unboxing video. If anybody has, like, PlayStation questions, probably not. But if you do, I'll answer them at the end of this. But thank you for watching this. It's so beautiful. I'm just gonna hold it closely. So I'm taking offers. It's only $9,999. I will ship it first class with overnight tracking. No, but seriously, very happy to have this thing. Awesome thing to my collection. I feel like